someone coming.
Let's go.
Why do I start if they're going to walk in? Okay.
Welcome to Electric Football's Playoff Challenge. Stu, would you like to review for us how we did last week?
Well, you know, when you go 4-0, I hate to brag, but we selected who? Houston. We took Green Bay. We were right up there on Seattle. And, you know, naturally, Baltimore was a winner.
I mean, who would pick anybody else? That's what we'd like to say, but as you're about to see the standings come through, we sucked. We went a craptastic 1-3. Craptastic. So, you know, every other show out there that we're going against, from Sunday Night Sports, Get With It Sports, The Mass Tweeter, Geo, Mullen Mears, B Daddy J, every one of you kicked our butts last week. But here we come this week. Baltimore at Denver. The spread is going to be Denver -9. And I got to tell you, last week it was nice to see Ed Reed and Chuck Pagano talking. Ed Reed might have the second best beard in the NFL. That thing's like a black hole. So thick. But it was nice to see them, you know, reminiscing of their college time and Ed Reed supporting Chuck Pagano in his fight. This week, I expect to see Peyton Manning handle pressure from the freaking beast like a blitzing Ed Reed and his beard, who blitz separately. His beard sometimes goes around one end, Ed Reed goes the other way. Paul Kruger, who has become a monster.
Yes, he has.
And Haloti Nada, who just eats up the middle. But I expect Peyton Manning to handle that a little better than Andrew Luck did. And Andrew Luck did fine. He played a pretty good game. You're also going to see our fans coming in the background there.
That's right.
Denver's going to apply its own pressure with Von Miller and Elvis Dumerville. But what's really, instead of the coming around the edge, what's really more important for them right now, in my opinion, is the middle. They need guys like Justin Bannon and Keith Vickerson and an old but good Keith Brookings to stop Ray Rice from running up the middle.
Right.
They need to force flaky Joe Flacco to put this game on his shoulders. He's not going to find the same matchup that he did against Cassius Vaughn, or as I call him, freaking number 32 on the Colts.
But was Bolden amazing in that game? He was amazing in that game. He caught everything.
That's one of those ones where you have to figure out, was Bolden amazing or was Cassius Vaughn really that bad?
Nah, those were some amazing catches.
Flacco was just tossing it up. Some of his other decision-making wasn't that great. I'm not really impressed by Baltimore. So, personally, I think we should take Denver. Stu?
Okay, well, I don't think the line is big enough, obviously. Denver is going to murder Ray Lewis and the Ravens. Did you see what I did there?
Oh.
Did you see what I did? Murder. Okay, anyway. Baltimore's 2-8 against Manning, and this is in Denver. So this is a location where it's just tough to breathe anyway. Ray Lewis is 107 years old and will be on a respirator by halftime there because there is 0-0 air. I'm laying the 9. They met earlier in Baltimore this year, and Baltimore lost by 17. So no Sean Marino wasn't even on the field at that point. I think he's on fire. The place will be rocking, and Manning will host Brady in Denver.
All right, so Electric Football's pick is Denver.
It's not there. I like to do this. It's a nervous tick.
We move on to Green Bay at San Francisco, and the spread is San Francisco -3. It's really hard to get a good read on what Green Bay is right now. They've gotten a little healthier. They went up against a truly just depleted Viking team. We were surprised Christian Ponder was out. That hurt.
That would have changed our pick.
That hurt us, but what can we say?
We can say that would have changed our pick.
Percy Harvin also out, which really depletes, the wide receiving options. Jared Allen was hurt. He's evidently going to undergo shoulder surgery. So will John Kuhn score 2 touchdowns this week? No. What this game's going to come down to, a lot of what this game is going to come down to, is who gets more pressure on the quarterback, because Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis are going to stop the Green Bay running game.
Yep.
Green Bay's offensive line is a weakness, and their running back is a weakness. Those two guys alone are going to shut down the running game. So it's going to come down to Aaron Rodgers making plays. On the other side of it, it's going to come down to Colin Kaepernick handling pressure. Clay Matthews, also a beast, is going to be coming around the field at him.
But that read option, I mean, they run it very well there. And you got Frank Gore and Colin Kaepernick. It's going to be tough to defend. This is a team that Green Bay is not going to get used to seeing a lot of.
No, it's true. The question is, it really falls on Colin Kaepernick to handle the pressure early, and maybe Frank Gore to take some of the pressure off of Kaepernick. If this one's up to me, I'm going with Rodgers, and I'm giving the 3. But Stu, give me an argument.
I'm not sure that Green Bay will win here. First of all, now it's a road game. San Francisco's rested. Green Bay isn't the defensive type of team that would suit in this matchup. I just don't see where they can stop. They can stop a run, but Peterson's a very good back, and he does well against Green Bay. Frank Gore in San Francisco, that's their calling card, is the running game. Colin Kalikimaka, I think he's going to be running wild in this game. I think you'll see some things San Francisco hasn't done in the past, using him to run, like really designed running plays with some fakes to Gore. I think the receivers will find a lot of room against Green Bay. I think linebackers Aldon Smith and Ahmad Brooks can really carve up a weak Green Bay offensive line here for plenty of sacks. I think you lay the 3 and take San Francisco.
See, that's what I was saying too. The wide receivers for San Francisco are still head and shoulders above what the Vikings put out there.
Mm-hmm.
So all Green Bay had to worry about was Peterson.
Right.
He still got 99 yards, which is impressive as hell. They go, they kept him under 100 by a yard.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. San Francisco has more options. When Kaepernick does have to make a play, he's going to be able to hit some guys like Vernon Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm willing to move over on this with you.
And quite frankly, the road teams don't do very well, as evidenced by our record last week.
Yeah, so having been burned once before, the official electric football pick will be
the San Francisco 49ers giving 3.
Okay. And now we move on to Seattle, Atlanta. The spread here is Atlanta -2.5. And to me, there are 2 key matchups in this game. That's Seattle's defensive backs, Richard Sherman, who's, boy, he's yapping at the wrong guys when he goes up against the Redskins offensive linemen. Brandon Browner, Marcus Trufant, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas. These guys have to match up against the Falcons' wide receivers and tight ends, and I think they'll be able to do that. That's going to lead to the second key matchup. That's Matt Ryan and his confidence against the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If Seattle has success early shutting down that offense, Ryan's going to tighten up. They've had a great season. The Falcons have had a great season, but they've had great seasons before and lost badly in the playoffs. Russell Wilson, the last of the rookie QBs still standing, almost literally, because that was painful to watch Robert Griffin III.
It was awful.
It wasn't quite Joe Theismann-like, but it was tough to see a guy really gut it out. And he's catching flack for that, which old school football players would tell you that's what we do.
That's the kind of guy they want to lead them. Yeah, if you can get on the field, you get on the field. But the politically correct world we live in now. So what? His ligaments are boinging out and things like that. If he can drag his leg down the field, Shula and Knoll and Landry, they would have wanted him on the field.
The doctor said he could go. He said he could go. I don't see how you second guess that.
Of course, it was Dr. Scholl, so that wasn't too impressive. Thank you.
Okay. But I honestly think that right now, Russell Wilson is going into this game as the more confident quarterback. I actually think the weak weight hurts Atlanta as far as the psyche goes, and I think Seattle's just on a roll. So my push is for us to take Seattle.
I'm with you. I'm not sure that the Seattle Seahawks can be stopped. They're on that kind of roll that like Green Bay had when they won the Super Bowl 3 on the road, the Giants when they won 3 on the road. This is a team that just seems to be destined to win a lot here. And I've been wrong about Atlanta all year. They should win this game. In the grand scheme of the NFL football regime, Atlanta's record says that they're the best, but I'm not sure they are. The running game is solid, and Ryan DeJones and White is scary at a glance. But losing defensive and Chris Clemens with a torn ACL certainly hurts Seattle. However, I like the beast, and I like Russell Wilson to counter with they have a very good Atlanta has a decent defense, but Seattle clamps down on you, and Turner and Ryan for a marginal win here. I just think no, it's not going to happen. I really think that Seattle's going to beat Atlanta here. It's Matt Ryan in the playoffs doesn't excite me. Michael Turner, will he show up? He's been kind of inconsistent this year, and I just feel that destiny of the Seahawks. And our readers have been giving us crap for not believing in them, so I'm going to.
Okay, there you go.
That was a rambling mess.
Speed kills, and Seattle has speed on defense. Let me tell you.
They do.
All right, so we move to the last game, and that's Houston at New England. And, having watched last week, it was clear that two guys won that game for Houston, Arian Foster and J.J. Watt. Very impressive on both sides of the ball, those two guys. The guy that tried to lose the game for him is their quarterback, Matt Schaub. He kept Cincy in the game with that pick to Leon Hall.
Right.
And it was a great play by Leon Hall, but he kept Cincinnati in that game by throwing that pass. And if Andy Dalton could have hit a wide-open A.J. Green,
right,
it's a different – wide-open A.J. Green. And I have a problem with Andy Dalton's reaction after that game. He was smiling. I don't know if it was like an ironic, like, I can't believe I missed that.
Right.
But, boy, I'll tell you, the old-school players would not have been smiling while they're losing a playoff game. Tom Brady, he doesn't smile. Not lately. Even when they're winning, he's gone after his own teammates.
Right.
Bill Belichick ain't going to be giggling on the sideline. I can promise you that.
Sure.
So there's two big advantages that New England has. The coach and the quarterback, two probably the biggest advantages you can have going into a game.
Right.
New England also has better tight ends. I think better offensive line play. I actually like their linebacking core better. They have a slight disadvantage when it comes to running the ball. Arian Foster is better. They're going to put a little less pressure on the quarterback probably than J.J. Watt and the Texans defense, who do get after the quarterback, and that was the key in the Cincinnati game.
Right.
Houston secondary is a little stronger, but I think my gut is telling me that New England has the bigger advantages in this game. I hate to give this many points. My brain's saying, don't give that many points. 9.5 points is crazy, but I'm going to do it. I think we should take New England.
Well, yeah, New England had 28 points before you knew it in the first time they met, what was it, a month ago? And the Pats they're looking ahead to play Denver here already. Everybody, except us, wants the Brady-Manning matchup. I could care less if either played a down in football again, but that's me. The Texans were missing outside line. Brooks Reed was out the first time that they met in Week 14. He's fully recovered from his groin injury, and against the Bengals he had a sack, and he had numerous pressures on the quarterback. Reed, Connor Barwin, Whitney Marcellus really need to help Watt by working the edges and getting in on Brady. But I don't see it. Belichick's had 2 weeks off here. He's prepared. He's the best prepared coach in the NFL every time. And I think they're going to crush him again, lay the points.
Did you just call him Belichick?
Belichick.
Oh, Belichick. I like Belichick.
That's what Dolph fans call Bill Belichick.
All right.
Because he cheats.
So electric football is officially taking...
Oh.
Denver?
You want the whole list?
Yes.
Okay, we're taking the Denver Broncos to lay the points. We're taking the San Francisco to lay the points. We're taking Seattle to get the points. And we're taking Patriots to lay that big line. It's 9.5, right?
Yep.
9.5. That's our picks, fellas. We were 1-3. What are you going to do?
If you go against them, you're probably going to do well. Anyway, I'm Steve Brown.
I'm Stu Pace. This is the Electric Football NFL Playoff Challenge versus the other YouTube shows. Down here is where you can subscribe. You can write nasty notes to us. We're coming to you, as always, from the Farrell and Cosmos Club. It's an Italian-American club where we say, what's a coming to go?
I have no idea.
I don't know. See you next week. Peace.
Bye.